really great actors also joining us, and very into who will be directing me. But we have a lot of shoot left. My director process so much of information. I don't need any help.
Hi Nidhi, welcome to Box Office India.
Hello Ananya, how are you?
I am good. How are you? How's the lockdown treating you? I'm sure this question must be asked a lot, but how's the lockdown treating you?
Yeah, everybody wants to add, but I think my answer is the same for everyone, because when actors are not working, this is pretty much their life. So I was telling everybody, welcome to our lives. You're just literally sitting on the couch like 24/7 and binge watching series and reading books and cooking, baking. This is our life. This is what we do when we're not working. It was a bit of a turn. Yeah, it turned out to be one of those, times that, there are days that you just don't even feel like moving a finger. And then there are days you treat the entire day as like, I've got to do this. So you like put yourself in a routine. So I think, it had its down, but mostly ups. So no complaint.
That's so
How
good to know that. Okay, only. I mean, I just see, I've uninstalled Instagram because I've just seen people doing so much during this quarantine. I was like, listen, I don't want to see what people are up to. So just uninstalled Instagram to take a break.
No, that's great you did that, because it's so essential to understand that, we are invariably pressured by everything that's happening. Obviously, the whole the idea of being in the middle of a global pandemic and not knowing what's going to happen, it's a very overwhelming situation. It's not easy information to process. Most people didn't even know what it means and what it entails and what does it mean for the future. So the anxiety that comes with it. So I think it can get very overwhelming. Then then you feel like being productive because everybody's being so productive.
Yeah.
You don't want to be productive. So I think it's best to just put everything away and just, do your own thing. Yeah, it's so essential. It's very essential.
Thank you for that support.
No, it's important. No, I said I'm all for switching off and switching on with it.
Thanks. Great. That's great. So coming to season 2 of Abhay, obviously season 1 was great and you're joining in season 2. First of all, I want to know what your character is all about.
So I play an IPS officer who has come from, who's gotten transferred from Delhi to Lucknow. And she is supposed to be in Abhay's team. So she's a new recruit. So she is new to his world, his universe. I mean, she has done cases before, criminal cases and stuff, but she's new to his world. And my reason for wanting to do a role like this is because I have always ended up, invariably, I've either done something humorous or romantic or, dramatic, so comedic, romance, drama. These are the things that I have always ended up attracting, which I don't, I'm not complaining at all. I'm very grateful for it. But, I prefer, as an audience, I do prefer watching crime shows a lot. I have binged watched, I remember Mindhunters like a crazy person, and Fargo, the movie and the series. And then I watched, not recently, in the lockdown, I watched Don't Fuck with Cats. And so which the way it is filmed and the way it's told, it has to be a certain way, it has to be a certain pace. So I've always been very intrigued by it. So somewhere secretly always wanted to play, like an agent or a cop. And I myself, I come from a family of administrators and bureaucrats. Like my great grandfather, my grandfather, my father is a doctor, but he was with the railways, went into administration. So then, he was a gazetted officer and so, I've seen what happens when you are in the government servant, and there are so many guidelines, there are so many do's and don'ts, but in the middle of that, you're dealing with crisis and investigations, resolving things. So I've always seen that, really admired it all my life. I've seen my uncles and grandfather and everybody. So somewhere, I think when the role came to me, I envisioned it all. It suddenly came in front of me, and to play an IPS officer, and that also in a long form, in a long format, like where your character can really grow or can have so many different layers to it, which also I'm still finding, because we've shot a couple of episodes, we are yet to shoot the rest. So it's very exciting to do something which is so devoid of emotion. Otherwise, I've always played a certain kind of a person, or humorous, or again damsel in distress, and all of that. So to play somebody who's an officer, who's duty bound, who's so stoic, and so I just want to do my part. I want to do it well. I'm the part of that universe in a very small way, but I want creators to be able to see me like that, not just like how I'm seen. So I like to break molds, I think. I guess
that's great. Like one of my
as
questions.
Cliched as it. Yeah. No, it sounds so cliched, right? I'm trying to break molds. Everybody's trying to do that, I think.
Yeah.
So that's what.
That's great. One of my questions was this, that we've always seen you in these very bubbly and humorous and love romantic kind of roles. So what was your reason behind, taking up this role? So I think you put that really well, that you wanted to experiment, and that's great. Like everyone has to, that as cliche as it gets, but then that's what needs to be done. So that's great. So obviously,
and I think I also wanted to chat.
Great, that's great. So my next question for you is that when you're coming back for season 2, the season 1 is already, has a name, has some kind of, like, people have expectations from season 2. Do you as an actor, like, does that put some kind of pressure on you? Okay, I'm coming for season 2 and I have to make as much as an impact than the other actors or the last season?
See, the thing is that I don't see it as pressure. Maybe it's a bad thing, I don't know. I see it as motivation. It excites me. When people around me are challenging me, I feel very excited by it, because I mean, there's no fun doing anything with lack of challenge, and so you want I mean, if you're playing a match, if your competitor is not as good as you, there's no fun in the game, right?
True.
So so I tend to not, I mean, I don't, of course you feel intimidated, but I like it. It's not like, oh, I want to run away from this. My instinct is, the two instincts, that fight or flight. My instinct is not flight. I want to be there, and I want to take it all in, and I want to channelize it in the right way, if I'm making any sense. So in this show we have such brilliant actors. Kunal, of course, is absolutely brilliant, and then we have Ram sir, Chunky sir, we have Vidita, and we have other really great actors also joining us as the criminals later, and very interesting stories. So it's great to be in that universe and to experience their magic on screen, and to be a part of it in whatever way that I am part of it.
Great. So we were talking to Asha earlier about the show also. So I just asked her that when you're new, like, there are already actors who have that equation with the director, and you guys are new. So for her it wasn't a problem, but do you look as it, like, is that a challenge for you as well, that you need to create a new bond with actors who already have a bond, like understanding and bond with the director?
I definitely do. I think it's one of the most important bonds. I think at the end of the day, you can have all the problems in the world, and even if your co-actor is not that cooperative, but if your director is in sync with you, you can do anything. Because it's like having the right captain and them guiding you. And if you feel that the person who's mentoring you through this process, if you are in sync with that person, you will be able to go through with it. So of course I do. For me, it is one of the biggest deciding factors when I'm taking up a project, who I'm working with, like who will be directing me. And Ken sir, he's been around for so long, he's such a lovely person. But of course, with all that experience, and you tend to the whole, how will I do this, will I be good enough, and everything. So of course, I always feel like a newcomer. And I think even when I'm 80 and if I'm working, I'll still feel like a newcomer, because that I'm the most cliched outsider, like, because I'm very close to my family and everything. So I always take everything from a third person point of view. So I was definitely anxious about it, but the minute I met him, I think there's just something about him. He's very nurturing, very sweet, very warm. And yeah, here we are. So it's been great, but we have a lot of shoot left.
Yeah.
He might have to yell at me at some point. I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah, two episodes are already out and getting a great response. So that also builds up to the pressure. I know I'm talking a lot about the pressure, but that is the thing. Like that's the thing. So I hope you guys get back to the set soon and start shooting for it. Also, when you're selecting,
we are literally shooting.
Yeah.
We were shooting yesterday. In 2 days again, so we're like literally in the middle of shoot right now.
Great, that's great. Okay, on that note, I will let you go. Thank you for giving your time. All the best for Abhay season 2.
Thank you so much for having me.
Thank
you. Yeah, absolutely. Thank you. You take care. Enjoy your time in Lucknow.
Yeah, you too. Bye-bye.